Hello and welcome back to EasyChillGamer. Today, let's see how Walmer get to the next milestone, large village from a small village. Let's go. And as mentioned in episode 1 of the Walmer City Build series, the early priority for the city is all about cost optimization. Now that we've hit the small village milestone, we're unlocking and adding our next key service, education, so decreased budget for it. And next is checking labor force. This new interface makes it so much easier for us to track all the different sectors from mining and agriculture to manufacturing, household goods and electronics, tourism, restaurants, hotels, you name it. You can now easily see which industries are interconnected. Besides the main field you are monitoring, you will also know which fields are related to the primary one. So by combining this with identifying our resource deposits, we can then strategically develop a primary industry early on. This is absolutely critical once your city really starts to grow and seriously needs cash for expansion. And since we have such large tracts of agricultural land available and considering the initial limited city area, it's a no-brainer. We can easily determine that agriculture will be Walmer's first specialized industry. Once we've pinpointed the exact area for development, the very first step is to connect it to the rest of the city. Now, once any kind of production or industry takes shape, that's your cue to start thinking about expanding your residential areas. And that is exactly what I'm doing next. After laying down just 1 or 2 farms, we'll let them develop and start attracting those much needed workers. Let's take a look at the available land area to see what's suitable for future agricultural expansion, shall we? Doing this gives us a clear plan for the next area we'll expand into when the time comes and the demand is right. Okay, now that the farm is operational, we can observe that grain cultivation is booming. However, the processing bar is nearly even with the surplus. This indicates that almost all the grain we're growing is being immediately consumed by another production chain, like the food industry perhaps. So we need to address this bottleneck. We should definitely consider building more grain farms or diversify into vegetables, livestock, or even start planting cotton. And let's not forget our city service buildings. As I mentioned at the start of the video, education is unlocked once we hit the small village milestone. So, finding a suitable location for Walmer's very first elementary school is our next big move. Choosing the site needs to be strategic if you want the school to operate efficiently. Initially, we should build the smaller schools to save budget. Look for an empty plot with plenty of space left over because you'll want that land later to add an extension wing to increase student capacity in the future. Remember, some structures in cities, Skylines 2, have large footprint upgrades, so be careful and build wisely. Also, don't forget that the city's demand panel is your best guide for deciding what to do next. Right now, I need to expand my generic industry and commercial zones into a new area to avoid concentrating everything in the existing residential district, because that is a surefire way to make my traffic absolutely miserable. My choice is to start laying down some new road infrastructure for those emerging areas. And here's a pro tip. Remember that at some point in the future, you will definitely need to move this polluting industry far away from the city center due to noise, ground, and air pollution. So please prepare. And now we can clearly see that the city looks a little bit more alive than it did at the very beginning. We obviously still have a long way to go to progress, but hopefully Walmer is heading in the right direction. Walmer now is a large village and it will keep going to develop. Let's take a look how it is now and wait to see how it is in the future. See ya!